This dirty or milky white color for her base reminds me of some human protein. I don't like the color of this base at all, should have been yellow or some other color. Hi and welcome back to Exkogane Blog and Photography. I'm Steven and today I'll be giving this figure right here a review. A figure which I believe is one of the best selling ones this year among the Good Smile Company pop-up parade series of affordable scale figures. Admittedly, I'm someone who does not know much about Hololive stuff in general. But I'm also someone who buys figures based on character design alone, without knowing anything about the character background. Alright, for today we have Inugami Korone, and of course Nekomata Okayu, which was released together with her. And initially I planned to review both of them together in today's video, given how similar their flaws are, their quality control issues are. But Okayu is actually a tad bit worse. So I think she deserves her very own review, my next review after the one today. For Inugami Korone over here, I have no issues with her sculpt at all, very nicely done for a budget figure. And in fact, I really like the textures I'm looking at. On her tail and especially her ears, you can see some texture on the surface over there. It is just not a plain, flat, smooth surface. You do get some texture, which is very nice. However, being someone who has already collected figures for the past 12 or 13 years at a minimum, I could tell that something was quite wrong with her face the moment I took the figure out from the box. Yet I can't exactly figure out where is the problem. After comparing it with the official product photos I've taken from the internet, I was able to pinpoint it down to the mouth region of this figure. So try to imagine a person smiling, laughing, or having a very wide smile, but with barely any teeth visible or with no teeth at all. It looks weird, right? You would want to see some teeth in the mouth when someone is laughing or smiling. That is the problem with this figure right here. Make no mistake, her teeth is there, right? You can see her teeth when you look up close at this figure. It is right there. But at the same time, when you look at this figure from a moderate to a further distance, it feels like you can barely see her teeth at all. And why is that the case? The answer lies in the excess red paint in her mouth, making the mouth appear a bit less well defined and making the teeth less visible at the same time. We are talking about fractions of a millimeter of excess red paint over here. But this is a small figure and that is enough to affect how the mouth looks like and the overall face looks like for a figure. To me, it feels like Good Smile Company kind of shot themselves in the foot over here when it comes to decision making on how the figure should be like before they go into mass production. If her mouth is not wide open but rather closed, just a very subtle smile with a fang teeth over here, I think the final result for this figure will be a lot better. But with an open mouth, for a figure this small, it gets difficult to paint, especially for a mass-produced figure at a low cost. Putting aside her mouth, the only other flaw I could find with the sculpt is how the side of the figure over here has some deformations with regards to the molding of the figure, right? There is a slight deformation over there, something that you would only see in price figures normally. The paint job of the figure otherwise is perfectly fine. When you look at her shoes especially, you can't really find much issues with it. The paint job is rather precise. So these are the only two problems I find with this figure of Inugami Korone: her mouth, which is very unfortunate, and the molding error on the right side of her clothes. With regards to the hexagonal base, there are mixed opinions. Some people do not mind it as much, just like me, while others do not like it at all. For me, I'm fine with the hexagonal base, especially for a figure at this price point, but the choice of color is kind of questionable here. I mean, this dirty or milky white color for her base reminds me of some human protein. Yes, I have a pretty dirty mind, but the fact remains I don't like the color of this base at all. Should have been yellow or some other color. That about concludes the review for this figure. There is not much to discuss, and I shall see you guys again soon with my next upcoming review on Nekomata Okayu. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you guys again soon. Goodbye.